Hello everyone! In this video, we'll cover how to recover data from a crashed software RAID array created using Windows storage spaces on Windows Server 2025. We will also discuss the process of creating a RAID array using disk management through Windows storage spaces and with the Diskpart utility in the command prompt. And most importantly, what to do if access to the disk array is lost or the RAID is broken. RAID 5 is a popular RAID level that provides a good balance between performance, storage capacity, and fault tolerance. It requires a minimum of 3 disks and can withstand the failure of one of them without data loss thanks to distributed parity. For a general understanding of RAID technology, I will show you how to create it on Windows Server 2025. To create a RAID using Windows storage spaces, open Settings, System, Storage, Advanced Storage Settings, and Storage Spaces. Here, click Add a new pool. Next, give it a name, select the disks it will consist of, and then click the Create button, followed by Yes to confirm. Now, specify the storage space name, its capacity, and choose the storage layout. I'll select Parity, and then click Create. After that, you need to initialize the drive in Disk Management, format it with a file system, and assign a drive letter. The RAID array is ready, and you can now write data to it. The second way to create a RAID is by using the Windows operating system's disk manager, Disk Management. To open it, right-click on the Start menu and select Disk Management. To create a RAID 5, we need at least 3 disks. As you can see, I have 3 identical hard drives from which the RAID 5 will be built. To create the RAID, right-click on one of the available disks and select New RAID 5 Volume. Next, add all the disks that will make up the array and click Next. Now you just need to assign it a drive letter and specify the file system. As a result, the drives will be formatted, so be careful when selecting disks, as you might erase important information if you choose the wrong drive. After closing the New Volume wizard, a message will appear stating that the disks need to be converted to dynamic disks, which will irreversibly delete all data on them. Since our disks are empty in this example, click Yes. After converting the disks and creating the RAID 5, the resynchronization process will start. The duration of this process depends on the disk capacity and can take quite a while. Once the resynchronization is complete, our RAID is ready. If your server doesn't have a graphical interface, you can create a RAID using the Diskpart utility. To do this, type Diskpart in the command prompt, this is the disk management utility, and then type list disk to display all connected drives. Now, having identified which disks will make up the array, we need to convert them to dynamic disks. Type select disk followed by the number of the required disk, and then enter the convert dynamic command to convert it. Repeat this procedure for all the disks that will be part of the array. Select Disk 2, Convert Dynamic, select Disk 3, Convert Dynamic. And now, to create a RAID 5, enter the following command: create volume RAID 5 disk equals 1, 2, 3. After creation, format the new volume by executing this command: format fs equals ntfs quick label equals RAID volume. Here, you specify the file system and volume name. Then assign it a drive letter with this command: assign letter equals R. To check, let's run the list volume command. It will show the status of the array. As you can see, it is in the process of synchronizing, with the status rebuild. For more detailed information, run detail volume. This will show which disks the RAID consists of. If one of the disks fails, it can be replaced using the repair command: Diskpart, prepare the drive, list disk. Select disk 4, convert dynamic. Look for the volume with the status failed redundancy. Select this volume, select volume 1. Use the repair command, specifying the number of the new disk that will replace the failed one. Repair disk equals 4. Next, wait for the synchronization to complete. This is how you can replace a failed drive. Now, let's look at a situation where access to the array is lost. To retrieve data from a crashed RAID array, you will need a program that can rebuild it and allow you to extract data from the disks. Hetman RAID Recovery is a powerful tool for situations involving data loss on a drive. Thanks to its powerful search algorithm, you can find not only the data that remains on the disk, but also deleted files. The program supports all popular RAID types and works with most file systems. You can also install it on a PC running Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. Download, install, and run the program. Connect your drives to the computer. The program will automatically rebuild the RAID from the drives. At the bottom, you'll see the array parameters that the program was able to detect. Next, to search for files, right-click on the partition and select Open, then choose the analysis type, Fast Scan or Full Analysis. Let's start by running a fast scan to see if the program can find the remaining files on the disk. As you can see, the program easily found and displayed all the files left on the disk. Next, select the files you need and click Recovery. Then specify the path where you want to save them, the drive and the folder. Once finished, they will be located in the specified destination. If the program couldn't find the files you need, run a full analysis. To do this, return to the program's main menu, right-click on the disk, Reanalyze, Full Analysis, specify the file system, and click Next. The full analysis process takes quite a while, so please wait for it to finish. Now you can select the required files and recover them. In some situations, the program might not rebuild the RAID automatically. This can happen due to damage to parts of the service information on the disk. In this case, you'll have to build it manually, but you'll need to know the RAID parameters. Open the RAID constructor. And select Manual Mode. As you can see, here you need to specify the RAID type, block order, and block size. Next, add the disks that made up the array and specify their order. If the parameters are correct, you'll see partitions and folders down here. If there are no partitions, you might need to specify the disk start offset. To do this, use the hex editor. Right-click on the drive, then Hex Editor. To find the beginning of the disk for a GPT partition scheme and NTFS file system, look for the sequence 4546 or in text format, EFI part. As a result, we found the disk start offset, which must be specified when building the array in the RAID constructor. For more details on finding the offset, check out our previous videos. Now, having specified all the parameters, click Add, and the RAID array will appear in the Disk Manager. Then we analyze it and recover the necessary files. So, we've covered how to create a RAID 5 on Windows Server 2025 using several methods. And most importantly, we reviewed the data recovery process after a RAID array failed. Remember, backing up is a mandatory condition for storing critical information. However, if it happens that you lose important data, use Hetman RAID Recovery. It will help you get your lost files back. And that's all for today. I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Bye!